Hi, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving. My project today is a box that holds a Little Debbie. This is actually called the birthday cake, but I know they do have them in the Christmas pattern, but I can't find them yet. So it's the same, usually the same shape every year, or you could just use the birthday cake because it really doesn't, it has red and green sprinkles along with other things. And you can get 8 of these for $2. So you can make a whole bunch of office gifts or just treats for the favor or send them to school for $2 plus what supplies you have usually. Okay, so I just wanted to mention about my last video. After I finished the video, I decided I needed a little something extra on the top here, so I added in some pine tree sprigs from Peaceful Boughs die set. Okay, I explained it on my blog, and I changed up the picture so that the pictures had this nice piece in it. Just a little update. Okay, so now this opens just like this, and it flips open like that, and curiously, we can fit a gift bottle of liquor if you don't want the cake. Always have to fit in a little bit of liquor. I need it this year. Like no other year, I have needed a little bit of a cocktail. Alrighty, so I'm just going to put this back in. And then it just slips right in there. Now it's going to give me a hard time because I'm on camera, but there we go. It works. Alright. Okay, so we're going to start with a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 7 3/4 by 6 1/2, and I neglected to tell you I used a whole bunch of things. The little trees, the stamp and the die are from Coming Home stamp set and Home Together die set. The red die, the red label, is from Tasteful Label dies. And the outer label is from Snowtime dies. And I used on the real red label, I used the Wrapped in Texture, one of the embossing folders from that. This little gold cord is from, I wrote it, Forever Greenery Ribbon Combo Pack. And the DSP is Heartwarming Hugs. All right, now back to our DSP, our cardstock. 7 3/4 by 6 1/2. Alrighty, so on the 7 3/4 side, we're going to score at 1 1/2 and 6 1/4. Okay, and then we're going to switch to the 6 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/2, 3, 4 1/2, and 6. Okay. Now we're going to fold and burnish. Okay. Alright, and this is what we're going to make it look like. Alrighty. So we're going to get rid of these and just cut the score lines out of the sides. Alright, and then we'll round the flat with the detail trio punch. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn it around here, and we're going to put it so that the skinniest rectangle is at the bottom facing me, towards me. Okay, and we're going to cut, this is going to be our middle flap, so we want that to be straight. And then we're just going to take out the square and then the rectangle. Okay. Then we'll turn it to the side, and I just cut very close to each side of the score line so that I can get that bump out of there. And sometimes, so that it doesn't get a bump here, which that one I pulled, I just pull it up and cut it straight. So we're going to do this on all of the squares. Around. And we could probably wedge the middle one, but I'm just going to cut them apart. Okay. All right, now we need the detail trio punch, and we're going to round the long flap corners. Okay. Now that's what it's going to look like. I'll put the skinny rectangle towards me again. If you want to take a little screenshot so that you know what it's supposed to look like afterwards. All right. Now we need some tear and tape. And we're going to put the tear and tape on the outer squares, not the middle one, okay? So, but we want it this way. So put it so that it folds up like this, okay? And that's the side that you're going to put the tear and tape on the top one and the bottom square on both sides. Okay. And I want to thank my customer that bought from me yesterday, and I will be sending you a little something in the mail with your shipping refund. I appreciate your business. Thank you very much. Alrighty. And we're just going to take this edge and put it flush with this edge. Okay. So that's the square that's closer to the flap. Okay, and then we're going to take this, well, let's do the same on the other side first so it's not bending the... So we'll do the two squares closest to the flat piece first. Okay. All right. So then when we put this up, this is going to be our front. So this the seam that will be in the back. Okay. All right. So now all right, and that's our box. Just going to press it down a little bit. And the cake fits in there nicely, and it's a little bit higher. I can't find my Ferraro Rocher, but 3 of them will fit in there, maybe with a little bit of grass. I told you the mini liquor bottle will fit in, and you can put a whole bunch of little candies or a gift in there. All right, now we're going to do our sleeve. So this piece is, this is the Heartwarming Hugs paper, and it is 6 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, and what I want you to do is start on the bottom. Okay, and you're going to just gently fold, make sure it's straight here, just fold it around the corner and just kind of run your fingers so that you can see when you take it off where it's going to fold. All right, and just go all the way around until the bottom. All right, and then just take it off. And I want you to take your bone folder and just make sure, we're going to burnish them, but we want to make sure that they're straight, because sometimes when we fold them they go a little to the side, so just straighten it up. And when I wound it around, I did not go particularly tight. I mean, it was snug enough, but I didn't squeeze the life out of it to make it really tight. Okay. Now I'm not tucking this in. All right, 'cause I like it better when it's out on there, especially when it has the sleeve. I like that look. You can tuck it in if you want to, but alrighty. Okay, and then we're gonna have this. See, and this is about the tightness you want. You want it to slide a little bit, but you don't want it to be too loose, and you don't want it to be too hard to get off either. Okay, so now we're just gonna take. We only need Stampin' Seal because this is paper to paper. And I'm just going to put one little strip along the edge. And then that's the bottom. Okay, we're just going to lay it down. Oops, we have to make sure that the two pieces meet up at the bottom. Make sure that that's your bottom. Yes. All right, and then just pull it, but not too tight, and press it on, so that will stay at the bottom. Okay, that little piece, and with this paper especially, it just kind of blends in. All right, so that's our box and our sleeve, mostly. Okay, now we're gonna get to the fun part. I have a whole bunch of pieces already cut out. Here. All right, now what I did first is I just took a scrap of real red and I embossed it before I cut it out with the die, because when you cut it out with the die and then emboss it, you lose this pretty edging, I think. Like, it looks like an embossed edge on there from the die. So I just took a scrap, put it in, ran it through my machine, and then let me get it. Then I took my die, put it on this, and ran it through, and it came out. You could do it the other way. You could cut the label first and then put the embossing, but I felt like it came out nice, much more sharply if I did it in that order. Okay, and that label is from Tasteful Label dies. Okay, and this is from the Wrapped in Texture embossing folders, and I use like the little weave one. Okay, then out of Mossy Meadow, I cut this label, which is from, where is this one? Snow Time dies. Okay, so this and this we're just going to glue. I'm just going to put that right onto here. Try to center it nicely. Okay. Then I took, this is from the Forever Greenery ribbon combo pack. My dog, when it first came out, he loves ribbon rolls, and I didn't notice he had it. It's the girl, and she just ate the roll right out from it. So this is what I have left. All right, so you need a little bit of Scotch tape. And I just taped it on the back to start. And then I wound it diagonal. I did 4. Okay. So diagonal 4 times so that it looks like it's crisscrossed just like that. Can you see that? And the back just looks like a jumble. All right, and then I'm going to tape it again. And you could use the archive safe stuff, but I don't know how much this is going to be saved with the cake in it. Especially if some kids do keep it, I have to say. Mine did. All right, so that makes that nice, pretty crisscross pattern on there. All right, and then I put dimensionals on the back. I'm just using up there some edges. You can just use regular ones. You don't have to use edges on this, obviously. But since I have them, I'll use them. Okay. And you don't need this many, but since the edges are small, I figured I would just load it up. Okay, and just make sure that's the front. And then I just centered it on here, and it sticks a little bit over on the front and back. That's just fine. Okay. Now, for the trees, I already cut them out, but I'll show you what I did. It's pretty easy, but just in case, I'll show you. All right, so I did one of the large trees, and this is from the Coming Home stamp set, and 2 of the small ones. Okay, and then I just cut them out with the matching dies from Home Together dies. Yesterday, my last project for this, I just cut the tree out of the Designer Series paper. So this time I just wanted to stamp it for you. All right. Now I put dimensional edges on these too. And this is Mossy Meadow ink onto Pear Pizzazz paper. I think I can fit a big one here. And then a little one right there. And then maybe 2 little ones. No, just one in the middle is fine. Okay. And this has to be moved over a little bit. I have to cut it off because it's going to show. Okay. And I'm just going to put the big one right in the middle over where all of the lines meet of the ribbon. I got a little piece of tape showing here. From the back. There we go. Okay, and then I just put the trees up and kind of in close. That's not good. Okay. So I can move over over just a tad. I'm a little bit too much of a perfectionist here. Okay. Alrighty, now I took my Wink of Stella and I put sparkly on all the trees. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see a little bit sparkling of it. Okay. And then I took some red Rhinestone Basic Jewels and my Take Your Pick tool, and I decorated the trees. Okay, and I put 3 on the middle and 2 on the sides. 7 all together. And that's it. That's our whole project. And this will slip on and off very nicely. Okay, I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the like button if you like this project. And I would appreciate it if you love my projects, if you would purchase some of the supplies from me, from Stampin' Up. The address is at the top of the screen, katherinetiemann.stampinup.net. And I will see you next time. All the details will be on my blog, which I will link below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.